that didn't match. So then something went wrong with this one. So come on. Why? 6.5, not 7. You said 7.2, right? So that's what we're sorry. And what you're doing is 2.5 squared plus 6 squared equals 6 squared. Can you do that? This is what I explained here. So it looks like you just use the 6 as your height, but it's not your height. So you need to find the height. Sí, lo acabo de fixar. No, te copié. You ready to present? No. Most creative argument?
Yeah. Yes, I don't know why life is like this.
That's great.
Yeah, but it wasn't, and now it's taking time, effort. Yeah.
How we doing? You grab different.
I don't know where it is. No. I missed? Yeah. What is it?
Why is it wrong? And did you change one?
This scadness.
See, the government just running away. So then just double check the change. And here, you divide by 15.
I mean, it's like not close.
It's not more close, it's closer.
It's divided by 15 cents. So.
Okay.
So, okay, let's see. So you did area triangle, you did 6 times 4. 24. And then we did the rectangle, we did 5 times 5. So this is what I explained here. Hold this. The rectangles are not all 5 by 5. This one's 5 by 5. That one's 5 by 5, but the bottom one is 6 by 5. Okay, guys.
No, miss, we're trying to help people, please.
10 more minutes. What?
As a 5-day president.
This 31.4 minutes is what you should give us.
Just want to go outside and do our fun umbrella challenge.
Honestly, no mess I do.
Wow.
Get started. Or do you have a worksheet for that class?
What are we gonna do?
We're gonna do Chinese stuff and then we're gonna do you have something to do for that, right?
It was like one of my
So about that you did all your work and you did it right, and I don't want you to feel like you're wasting your time. But at least you're not.
No, that's not right. What did you do for the pyramid?
Miss, were you whispering? What were you whispering?
Oh, you guys are funny individuals.
Okay, that's all.
Miss, like what, Miss,
Yes.
what, I'm so stressed. Like for number one, if there's a difference between like just very small decimals.
Okay.
Like it seems to make a huge difference in number 15. Like for example, like wait.
This is good. This is good.
No, sorry, it's not right
Number of containers.
Where is it?
Like, what's the container
Okay, this is that. This is for.
height?
Yeah, this is the bottom. This is what I explained over there. This is the top. Look.
No, says the height. That's the height. It says
Natalia, you use 6 as the height of the triangle. It's not the height of the triangle, it's the height of the pyramid. So you need to use the Pythagorean theorem to find the height of the triangle. That's what. Did you do that
Yeah, I
already?
did that and I got 1.5.
This is excellent practice for your test, you guys, because you're gonna have stuff like this on your test. You're gonna have to find missing measurements. Okay, what's happening next? Let's take a look.
In this case, the privilege, the amount of people that we can like this, the amount of water that each individual makes. This is about saying like not about making them better. Not about improving you. No, I don't care.
Total amount of water check. Then here, explain it. Say here that this is the your full objective is this here now. That's what you do. So just explain that we can't forgive you. Analysis, that's the most important part. Okay, so then you could redo that afterwards. So worry about this so that you know what you're gonna say and then you can fix this.
Yeah.
Well, if you can finish it before I leave today, then you don't need to. And it's just you're writing a few sentences. So then just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences.
This time we prefer aiming towards a larger.
Alright guys!
No, someone after bro.
Receiving a larger amount of work.
Nobody has a question?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay. What's your question?
As the creation
Oh.
Miss the typhoon exactly. What does it
So why is this finger down there?
we already
What is their contact distance? I actually don't know a lot about typhoons, but I think they're like a storm of the water that comes on into the and so it causes flooding. Mostly flooding, a lot of
It
rain.
happens when the sea gets really warm.
When the sea gets warm, and then when the cold. Tell us a little bit more.
I actually don't know. I just know that when the sea getting warm is bad. The surface of the water gets warm, and then it heats the air, and then there's air, and then there's rain.
All right, guys, take a look at the clock. It is 11:03. You have until 11. Sorry, it's not 11:03. It's 12:03. You have until 12:05 until we start our presentation. So, if you're working with a group, make sure you discuss who's saying what in your presentation. A clock. Okay. It's 4 off. It would look right if we're looking for that. Okay, so we're starting this way, we're going to go this way.
The cheapest is a kilo. The most eligible is water. So you're going to go to the lowest one. Because the lowest one, you want the lowest price, like area.
Okay, you guys.
No, that was not too much. Do it for the university.
Take them. Okay. They're not so.
Miss, no, I do have a question, actually, I have a real question.
Oh, okay. What's your question?
Real question.
What's up?
Okay, yeah, wait,
No, you can hand it in today.
Okay, guys. After I answer Luis's question, we're gonna get started.
Take a really long time.
I don't understand what
Gotta help, you know. Moral support.
Luis, you're really good at calculating. Like your calculator technique is like.
Miss, I'm not even kidding, I actually didn't get that, now I get it.
It's 45 seconds.
Do you want to go right there and show you guys, or do you want to go at the very end?
Okay, Miss,
You guys, you're not ready to go there, right? You'll put it next unless you finish it today.
No, they'll go first.
Miss,
So here,
4 times less than
I'll send next time. You don't have your
I'll talk about 4 times less. So this is so my realization is about that. But as we said before, we are trying to help.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
Miss, is it possible to get
the time has come.
Can we go second?
The time has come. The order is this. It's going starting here and going around the circle that way. Okay, so if you really want to go before your time has come, there are some empty desks and you don't have a seating chart, so you're welcome to move to those desks so that you can go sooner than other people. That's fine. Now, when people are presenting, the key thing is that you're being good audience members. At the end, I'm going to ask you if anyone in the class was able to sway your opinion or influence your opinion. So you need to be good listeners. And so I need you all to put anything that you can write with, any writing utensils and any calculating devices, please put them inside your desk so you don't get tempted to continue working on your project while someone else is presenting. So let's put those things away, please. Just still waiting for a few pencils, pens, calculators. Now, once again, if for whatever reason you didn't finish, when you come up here, if some of your data was wrong from when you calculated last night for homework, just explain. I'm basing my conclusion off of incorrect data. I realize that, but anyway, this is my idea because of that, okay? And so that's fine. And then if you have some time at the end of the period, or if you want to stay in a few minutes after lunch to just finish that up, then you don't need to use a soccer pass, or if you come in for office hours to finish it then. Otherwise, if you need to turn it in next class then and present next class, then I am going to ask you to use a soccer pass. That's what they're there for, okay? All right, guys, with that being said, we're going to start with EC. Come on up. And while people are presenting, if you have any questions, hold your questions to the end. And please phrase your questions politely. And easy, take away.
Okay, so I said that my best choice, the container, was the sphere because it wasn't the most expensive, but the volume was the greatest. And it didn't have the highest number of containers, but it holds the most liquid.
Very nice. It's going that way. So I said if you want to move seats, you can go there so you're
Okay, so basically, yeah, like I also chose the sphere as the best option because even though it's not the cheapest container to buy, it holds like you, as you said, you can hold the most liquid, and the main objective is to bring the most amount of water that you can. So I multiplied the number of containers times times the container volume for each of the shapes, and I figured out that the sphere was the one that had the greatest ounce.
Yeah, total ounces
Yeah.
of water.
So it's the one that you can bring over.
Great, so did everyone understand what Borja did? He did an additional calculation that wasn't required. He wanted to see how much total water is he going to be able to take. Hold on, close it down here. So the total amount of water, so he multiplied the number of containers times the water that each container holds to get the total amount of water. And can you share with us how much total water can the sphere take?
Okay, 4, 6, 4, 1, 3, 6.4.
Okay,
So
4?
yeah, wait, I
Say it
have
again?
comments. 4, 6, 4, 1, 3, 6.4.
Okay, so 464,136.4 ounces. And the next highest one, what was that? So we can see kind of like the next option, how much it took.
Okay, so here I have here. The short cylinder,
Okay?
I have 345,625.
Okay. So it's over 100,000 ounces more of water that's being taken. And as he said, his main objective is to get as much water there as possible. So great argument. And you guys see how he's using the mathematics to back up his choice. Very nice. Let's give a big round of applause.
So I also chose the sphere, and I also did a calculation of ounces, and yeah, it's correct. And most of you may think that the cube is the correct answer because you can send lots of containers, but it's actually like half the size of the sphere, and actually the cube is the one that you can store like less total amount of ounces. Also, a plastic sphere may be recycled and used to play in the water in the pool, like water polo or something like that. Another thing you can use, maybe people will think that grabbing a sphere as a bottle is stupid, but it's an innovation, and maybe that's steps toward the future. And a part that's really efficient with it's 0.0108 million digit of dollars per oz. That means it's really efficient, the most efficient of all the 6 figures. And at the end, sphere is really high, and then it's only in the 5th place, not in the 6th place, so that makes it better than this cube.
Very nice. Excellent. Okay, I'm impressed to see that some of you went beyond the scope of the assignment to do additional calculations that helped prove your point. Please, Andrew.
I chose the cube because it's the cheapest to produce, and by that we can like have more like small ounces of water for more people, and because just the disaster has occurred, like you can't have a big gallon of stuff of water because you don't have like a home or it's mostly destroyed. So if you have something small, you can refill it easily, and it helps most of the people.
So are you assuming that each person gets their own bottle? So people aren't sharing bottles. That's why I say it helps more people. Okay, that's a very interesting one. Let's give her a round of applause. No, both together. Yeah, and both need to split what you're saying. All right, Chloe.
So I also chose the cube because I thought that by taking more containers we can help more people, since actually these measurements are quite small. I mean like inches. So it would be kind of an individual bottle, and also they can be useful for other stuff like storing food or just organizing the house, which might be useful since most houses must be a mess after the disaster. And also like maybe the light was cut off, so they don't have like refrigerators anymore, and I guess they could like help store food in their cubes.
Nice. Give her a round of applause.
Okay, so we also chose the cube because we thought that it was very relevant, the number of people you help, other than the amount of water you give them, and we figured that you can help 12,000 more people. Like the difference between the number of containers of cubes and the short cylinder is 12,000. So that means you're giving 12,000 more containers as if you chose, like for example, the short cylinder. And also, for example, if you ship the spheres, which you could only ship like 7,500 around, probably you'd give one to each family and they'd have to share the amount of water in it.
So in the end, it would be the same as having each individual cube for each person. Like you can imagine just a big family giving it to their children, and it would be the same as giving a cube for each person. And we realize that it's less, but we are, in this case, we privilege quantity over like the amount of people you can help versus the amount of water you can give each person. And as Chloe said before, also if you're thinking about practicality, I don't think that it's very practical in those like moments of catastrophe to be using a sphere, especially because you can't save the water since it can like roll or something. And if you're gonna keep it in your house, it's also more useful. Just like think about your own homes. I think most of you have a lot of square things in it. And yeah, basically the amount of containers is 3 times that of the short cylinder, and that's what we do.
And also, as Pablo said, with the practicality, it's much easier to ship cubes than ship spheres because you can stack cubes really easily, and like in a rectangle container, they can be full of them. But spheres, like the amount of free space in between them that you can't put spheres in, it would waste a lot of space, and that would mean more money to ship. So.
And it doesn't matter that it can't roll because there's like in the moment in the situation, it's not necessary to roll things. So if you're just gonna make them float, it doesn't matter the shape really.
Great. 1 second, ladies. So great job. I like all the passion you feel towards the cube. That's excellent. You mentioned the cube can send, there are 12,000 more containers than the tall cylinder.
No, that's the short cylinder.
Than the short cylinder.
Yeah,
I
it's
see.
3 times.
Okay, so the best versus the worst.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Just give a big round of applause.
The shapes that I chose for this was the triangular prism, which is something that I see not everyone seems to have chosen, and I chose this not because it holds the biggest amount or something, or it costs the least, but I sort of graded each shape on a scala by giving them the number that they have on there. So by adding, for example, here 4, 3, 3, and 4. And in this way I determined that the triangular prism has better values than the others. I calculated that it has 11, however, I also found out that this system has flaws, because that is not the results that have been given the answers, but this could also be due because some things have the same values for things, like the tall cylinder has the same value as a pyramid here. So do we give the pyramid 3 or 2, or the tall cylinder? Therefore this is flawed because of that, and also some minor calculation errors. And since that occurs 4 times, that will greatly impact this whole thing. I also believe that the triangular prism can be transported easily in a container. It doesn't have the disadvantages of a sphere of rolling about, and it's not like a pyramid, which is a sharp object that small children could harm themselves on. It also isn't such a common thing as a cube, which in one way is a disadvantage because you can't like do it that well, but in another way it's an advantage because it's something new, it's innovative. And you could construct things with this wonderful shape here. For example, skyscrapers. This is thinking quite far ahead of the disaster moment, but building them in a way like this has the advantage that wind will not it'll like go this way, so it won't break like some of the other things. So you could build houses out of this, for example. And it's good for containers, and that's why I chose it.
So, did you guys all catch on to the special kind of counting system that Julian implemented in his?
Yeah.
So we call it a scalar system. He basically is looking at the point. He used these numbers, best choice being 1, worst choice being 6, and assigned those as point values. So he would give the cube 1, 6, 6, and then 1. And so he'd add those numbers up for each one of those shapes. And so he said that in the end, when he did it, maybe the triangular prism came out on top.
So you're just looking for the one that has the least value.
Right, the least value, because the smaller the numbers are, the better the choice according to that. So that's a great way to analyze and synthesize data. So now you have all this data, you put in this chart, okay, but there's no clear front runner. And so now he gave it a numeric value to make it more objective. So I'm very impressed. Nice job. Jerry, come on up.
Genius Jerry is about to strike again.
Hey guys, when I founded Students Helping Students Disaster Relief, or SHSDR, I founded it because I wanted to help people. And the best way you can help people is by giving them water, because they are thirsty, and they really need water to do all the things. And so I realized it doesn't matter that you can stack cubes, it doesn't matter that you can build skyscrapers, they're going to have time to do that later. What they really need now is water. And so I realized that they just need the most water they possibly can. So I chose the sphere. And the sphere also has other advantages. For example, have you ever tried to crush an egg? It's really hard because the shape of an egg distributes the force. So a sphere is much stronger than any other shape in like when you squeeze it. So if someone so if you've got these empty spheres laying around, you can put things on top of them and they won't crush because they're stronger. And also you can use them, as someone has previously said, as balls for throwing and catching. And we humans are designed to hold round things. We can't, have you ever tried to hold a square? It's like, we have to hold it like this and it's really cumbersome and you can't see. But spheres, you can see around them. And our hands are much better for holding spheres because they naturally curve around. And so, we're designed to hold spheres and they're much easier to carry than other shapes. And because it's a sphere, it's balanced on all sides, so it's much, like if you're trying to tilt one over, it's a lot easier to tilt than, say, a pyramid, because a pyramid, it's got all the way at the bottom, and if you're trying to tilt it upside down, you have to shift all the way around. And so I've chosen the sphere because of these reasons, and also because it's round and I like round things and it's quite nice.